you're listening to me today and you are parenting in today's world and you do not have any parenting system that helps you to project the systems and help you review and learn the process of your parenting, provide you new perspective, tools to enhance your parenting skills today, you are wrong. How you were raised, where you were raised, and what the person who raised you know. So what this means is that if another person had raised you, right, you will become another person, except you actually go that route of that kind of discipline or punishment. But that is not true. The thing is, if you learn another way to do things differently, you will find out that you actually have another result. You believe it just because that's your program. It's not because that's necessarily the truth or that's necessarily the principle that works that process. And the fact that many of us actually claim that we turned out okay doesn't really mean that we're okay, really. So what your children will become will be as a result of the program that you have. So we define discipline as violence because that is what we have been socialized and programmed to believe. So part of our inherited values is the misinterpretation of what discipline should be. Does discipline really mean that you need to be violent? No. And this is why most of us who claim to be disciplined cannot finish one book in 1 year. Who do not understand what discipline really means, goes into a society where there are systems and structures that hold you accountable because you do not have the right definition of discipline. You fail at it because aggression and violence cannot give you the result you're looking for. So education doesn't take you to the point of creativity. Education just takes you to the point of consumption and being able to just live okay. Education is not where you stop. Education is actually where you begin. Now think about it. The education you have is a creativity of man. So what are you creating? Economy that talks about skills. So if you're not training the head, the heart, and the hands of your child, you will do your children a disservice. The principles that he passed on to you, if you do not unlearn it, to relearn it, to understand the systems that your children are running, then you pass on to them the principles that are stale, the principles that are no longer viable, the principles that don't pay them. And it is culturally unintelligent to compare your times with your child's times, because we use love, expression of love, as a way to punish a child. So a child does something, you say, oh, I'm no longer talking to you. Not even as young as 3. This reality that I'm sharing with you, you will not be able to review where you're coming from. And this trauma of not being able to experience love in its purest form will stop you and make a mess of your generation and generations to come. And it continues. It is a sign that you lack wisdom and knowledge. It's a sign you don't deal with your upbringing, you will never parent better. Because the things that happen in the past don't stay in the past. Your past is part of your present. What you do with time that heals, it is not time in itself. Because time in itself does not have the capacity to heal. Your past is part of your present. Pay attention to your past. Don't dwell in it, but deal with it. Don't dwell in your past, but deal with it.